How do you do? I'm Charles Coburn. Welcome to The Star and the Story. As you know, on this series, the star has the privilege of selecting his own story to play in. I have selected The Lady's Game because of the character I play in it. General Sir Arthur Humphrey Gallstone, retired. His nickname is Daddles. If you're a weekly magazine reader, as I am, you've probably followed the fortunes and foibles of Daddles. If not, this is a very good opportunity to get acquainted with the old codger. I hope you'll like him. I know I do. Wizard. Aha. There we go. Positively wizard. I've rung the bell, my dear. Absolutely rung it. The system is perfect. All I have to do now is to go to the casino with sufficient funds and destroy them.
Now, Daddles.
Now, I cannot stand it if you oppose me in this, my dear.
I am opposing you in this, and you will be able to stand it.
Now, hear me out. That's all I ask. I've discovered a mathematical certainty, a control, an absolute control of the wheel.
Of course, Daddles.
Must you call me Daddles?
Everyone calls you Daddles. It seems to me there was a time when you thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes, there was a time, but... however, since I am General Sir Humphrey Gallstone, KCB, and so on, retired, it would be a little more dignified, I think.
Yes, Daddles, I quite agree with you. Now, what is your system?
Oh, yes, the system. Now, observe, my dear wife, the roulette table in miniature. There are 36 numbers and 12 panels. Now, one may bet the single number, that's too foolhardy. One may bet the red and the black, too cautious. As you know, you may bet one panel of numbers, you may bet a quarter of the board, a third of the board, or half the board. Now, I have selected a sixth of the board, the two top panels, number 31 through 36.
Why?
Now, you mustn't ask why. You must listen, and then you'll know why.
Of course, dear.
The law of probability dictates that in the course of time, each number will turn up exactly the same as every other number. All day long, I wait. I walk. I swim. I bask in the sun. And at night, when I enter the casino...
Daddles, for more years than I care to remember, you've lost at the roulette table, consistently, steadily, and with amazing precision. Today, our modest annuity allows no margin for error.
I am offering you the riches of Cathay.
You are offering me paupership, and I am declining.
Just hear me out, my dear. From the manager of the casino at night, I receive a mimeograph sheet of the entire day's play at every table. I check the numbers carefully. Which wheel has been noticeably deficient in the numbers 31 through 36? Aha! I have found the wheel. I now proceed to that table and make my killing. With your permission, I'll set my coup in operation tonight.
Tonight, as every other night, my dear Daddles, you will go to bed.
Crushed. Literally crushed. I've divined the message of mathematics. I have touched for one fleeting moment in this span the absolute. Yet through all the progress of genius, one voice cries out to impede its progress. And that voice says loudly, "You can't go out tonight."
Rien ne va plus. Rien ne va plus. Le jeu est fait, le jeu est fait. 22, black. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs.
Now.
Rien ne va plus, mesdames et messieurs. Rien ne va plus. Rien ne va plus, mesdames et messieurs. 34, red. $5,000, 6 for 1, monsieur. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. $34 red. 6 for 1, 150,000 francs, monsieur. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. Place your bet. Faites vos jeux, mesdames et messieurs. Place your bet. Your bet, monsieur?
Dallas! I say Dallas!
Pinky, old boy, how?
It's good to see you. You're looking fine. Fine.
Rien ne va plus, mesdames et messieurs. All bets are off. Too late, monsieur.
I say, Dallas, old boy, you're giving him a bit of a skirmish. The man who broke the bank at Monte Carlo, eh, what?
Well, that's the general idea, old boy.
Number 6, black.
It's a wise man that knows when not to bet. Now the wheel can start working for me again, but I shan't be here.
But you have won a packet.
Oh, about 2 million francs. Give a little, take a little.
2 million? How much is that in pounds?
Pounds?
Well, dollars then. I can translate that better.
Oh, about $6,000.
I like the other number better, don't you?
So do I. What do you say if we drink up a bit of it?
Oh, I love it.
I know a place.
I know a better one.
Lead on.
After you, sir. Lots of atmosphere, wouldn't you say?
There's so much atmosphere, there isn't much room for anything else. Oh, now, come, Pinky. We've been in 1,000 places like this, all the way from Singapore to the Cape. One is just like the other. Besides, I'm the chap that made a killing. Aren't you interested in the designing of my betting coup?
Much more interested in the way you sprung yourself from the marital barricade, as it were. How is Agatha?
Lovely as ever, thank you.
How do you do it?
Like a sneak thief does it. No, worse than a sneak thief. A sneak thief has the dignity of his profession. He moves through the shadow into a place to make his living. Quite understandable. I have to sneak out of a place. All the dangers of the game and none of the reward. Leaves me in a sense of frustration, as 'twere.
Reminds me of that night in Cairo in 24, I think it was. You and I and Bonzo and old Nobby Clark invited those Circassian dancers to supper. What a night that was.
Charming.
I seem to remember that your missus cut up a bit rough the next day.
Oh, frightfully. I cringe when I think of the things she said to me that night when I got back to the hotel. Don't bear repeating. That was 30 years ago, and she still rakes it up. Lovely dance. Most beautiful.
Very interpretative.
Yes. Won't you join us, my dear? We shall be delighted to have you.
Cairo, remember Cairo.
Don't be silly. Lightning never strikes twice.
Well, you always have had a way with the lasses. I wonder if she has a friend.
She's liable to bring her mother.
Easy, old boy. I'm the same age as you are.
My deepest regret. Won't you join us in a glass of wine?
I should love it.
Oh, she should love it. I adore accents, don't you?
I worship them.
What? The well is dry. Waiter, garçon. Some more bubbly for Gonga Din.
Gonga Din. That's very cute. I am Gonga Din.
If you had been Gonga Din, my dear, I never would have left India.
Good show.
I don't understand, but I like it very much.
What was that?
That, my dear Binky, was lightning striking twice.
Good morning, dear.
And good morning to you, my dear. How stunning you look this morning. So bright and beautiful. But then I've always said to myself, many, many times, how could a beauty like you see anything in a person like me?
Daddles, what have you been up to?
What do you mean, what have I been up to?
You sound so guilty.
There is absolutely no use to it at all. You bring home flowers, you're drunk. You say something nice, you're guilty. The entire play of Romeo and Juliet could have ended in the first act with Juliet saying, "What have you been up to?"
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I was thoughtless. What I should have said was thank you. So I say it now. Thank you. Did you sleep well last night, dear?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't. I tossed and turned all night.
You must have done it very quietly. You usually groan so much.
Well, I didn't want to disturb your rest, my dear.
That was very kind of you.
Oh, I have some news for you. I had a telephone call this morning. Who do you suppose is in town? Binky.
General Rumbold. Is he? How nice.
As a matter of fact, he said he was popping by this morning and he'd stop in to see us.
I'm so glad. How's his health?
Looks just the same as ever. So he said.
Hello there.
Come in, Binky, old boy. I'm delighted to see you. It's wonderful.
Easy does it, old boy. You're playing to the galleries. Ah, my dear.
General Rumbold, so nice to see you. When did you arrive?
What? When did I arrive?
This morning, isn't that what you told me over the telephone?
Of course. What's the matter with me? I just arrived this morning.
Well, you must excuse me. I have to go to town now.
Oh, I understand.
But you two boys have a great deal to talk about.
Oh, quite.
Quite.
We'll see you often, I hope, General.
Oh, constantly.
Goodbye. Daddles, dear.
Goodbye, my love. The picture. Did you get the picture?
Oh, I got the picture all right.
Good old Binky. And what did she charge for it?
Couple of $100.
Oh, that was very reasonable of her.
I thought so, too. But it will absolutely astound you what she wants for the negative.
The negative? Oh, the negative.
Daddles, we have been outflanked.
Outflanked and surrounded. What are the terms of surrender?
2 million francs.
2 million? That's my entire winnings.
Remarkable coincidence, but those are the terms.
We must negotiate.
Might I suggest complete capitulation?
No, you may not.
But if Lady Agatha should see that picture?
Oh, I prefer not to contemplate that eventuality. We must stall for time. I must plan a campaign.
But this is Cold War, old boy.
Precisely. War of nerves and all that sort of thing. You may tell that woman that her ultimatum is unacceptable. By the way, what is her name?
Fifi.
Wouldn't you know it? Oh, the picture that they developed. How did it turn out?
Beautifully. I never saw you look worse.
Oh, come, Binky. The first step in my campaign is to return to the casino. Hello. Terribly sorry to be late, my dear. Well, I haven't had one yet, but I'll be glad to mix one for us.
Would you think you'd better dress first?
Oh, presently.
I must say, Daddles, I didn't expect you two boys to disappear on a holiday. Where have you been all afternoon?
At the casino, my dear.
Would you please repeat that?
At the casino. Cheers.
Hardly. What were you doing at the casino?
Playing roulette. What else would I be doing there?
I thought it was understood that there would be no more roulette.
Understood by you, perhaps, my dear, but not by me.
You have been drinking.
Twice today, honor bright.
Very well. How much did you lose?
Why do you assume that I lost?
Because you always do.
Did.
I beg your pardon.
Rearranging the tenses. Do lose, did lose. Didn't win, do win.
Daddles, do you mean that you actually... How much?
Well, enough to satisfy me that my system is a little bit of all right.
How much?
Well, I didn't break the bank or anything like that, but I did dent it a bit. I didn't bother to tote it out. Do help me, will you?
Wait,
There you are.
wait, Daddles! There must be almost 2 million francs here.
Thought it would come to something like that. Do mind it for me, will you?
Oh, gladly.
Well, I guess I'd better dress. Will you pardon me, my dear?
Of course, dear Daddles.
I won't be long.
I can't for the life of me see why you turned that 2 million francs over to Agatha.
Can't you?
No.
Number one, by dazzling her with all that money, it fixes definitely in her mind the time of winning. I played it so honest, too. No one could ever convince her that I won it last night.
You may be right about that.
Number two, I burned my bridges behind me. I can't retreat. What? I can't pay this fee even if I wanted to. I can't surrender.
Your position may be overrun.
It hasn't been yet. Number three, after the campaign is over, I shall have my 2 million francs back from Agatha.
Are you certain of that?
Well, frankly, that's the part of the campaign that worries me. But one worry at a time. Tomorrow, I must find a good photographer's shop.
What? I should think you'd had enough pictures taken for the present.
Oh, on the contrary, my boy. I want a lot more pictures taken.
But what on earth for?
Didn't you say this Fifi consented to meet us here?
Yes, but
I believe you can handle this alone.
Of course.
Where shall I meet you later?
Why not at the police station?
Good show.
I do not scare easily, monsieur.
I can well imagine that.
You have the 2 million francs.
Now, that's what I want to talk to you about.
There is nothing to discuss, monsieur.
I'm giving you a last chance to change your mind and hand over that negative. If you do, I promise not to say a word to anyone. Not even to the police.
Why should the police care one way or the other? Just a little picture taken in a nightclub. A souvenir.
Your last chance.
And yours.
May I see the picture?
Of course. You may even have one.
Lovely. I may order a dozen of these. Let's make this one real devilish, shall we? Of course, I want you to hide my face a little so that one can't determine whether it's really me or not.
A very weird assignment, monsieur.
Well, explaining it would be weirder. Mr. Photographer, if I had one wish, do you know what I would wish?
Yes, monsieur.
have I done now?
This is incredible. Every morning in the post for a week, one of these terrible things has arrived. Do you still claim this is not you?
Well, it does look a bit like me, doesn't it?
Certainly does. And yet, how can it be?
Oh, I say, she is a corker, isn't she?
I'm not interested in her. It's that ogre sitting beside her I'm concentrating on.
Oh, there may be more to this than we know, my dear.
That's what I'm beginning to suspect.
Oh, it may be that we are deluding ourselves into believing that this is a practical joke. It may be possible that someone is trying to blackmail me.
Blackmail you? Blackmail you for what?
Well, I did win a large sum at the casino, my dear. You're holding it for me, you know, and, well, word may get about and all that.
Well, I must have some explanation for this, and I must have it very soon. Perhaps I should just telephone the police and let it be their problem.
Oh, no. I wouldn't want to see you do that. That'd be a messy thing, and you never know where it would end. Let's see what will happen. If it is a practical joke, the joker's had his little laugh, and he's ready to quit.
Well, I shan't wait much longer.
Yes. I quite agree with you, my dear.
Daddles. I say, Daddles. She's coming here this morning. That Fifi, with the negative.
You are wrong, my dear Vicky. She's already here.
What?
She and Agatha are having at it, I presume, in Milady's chamber.
Well, you're taking it very calmly.
I have planned my campaign well. That series of photographs I had taken and sent here anonymously will make that photo taken at the nightclub look like a print taken at a bishop's tea party.
Oh, I see.
In a very few moments, Agatha will order her out of the house, blaming her, of course, for falsifying all of the photographs. I'll then have my 2 million franc back and be at the casino within the hour.
Well, I must say you are a cool one.
Everything is on schedule.
You're a terrible man.
And good afternoon to you, my dear.
Oh!
The next chapter is called Daddles Gets His 2 million franc back.
You're a positive genius, old boy.
I'll not deny it.
Well, Daddles, that's that.
I hope you gave her a piece of your mind, my dear.
Indeed I did. But how, I should like to know, did she know your name was Daddles?
Well, she must be a mind reader. There's no other possible explanation. May I suggest that we forget the whole business?
I quite agree.
Quite. And now, Agatha, if you'll be so good as to return my 2 million franc, I'll be on my way to...
What 2 million francs? You mean the 2 million francs I paid that girl?
Paid her? Why, she left here.
Daddles, the scandal would have been just too much to bear. Of course, dear, I didn't believe her story. But I did think it wisest to pay her off. Now, if you boys will excuse me, I have so much shopping to do. Bye, dear.
Shopping. I was betrayed behind the lines.
Waterloo, old boy.
Lost the war. Won every battle but the last one. There's no system for the game of life, Binky, old boy. I've been stabbed.